What's up, YouTubers? This is your boy Big Metro Fan 12 coming to you with another video game review. This time I'm reviewing the game The Ren and Stimpy Show Veediots, which was released on the Super Nintendo and Game Boy by THQ and Gray Matters Incorporated. Now, this particular game, instead of having its own plot and whatever, it's pretty much based off of 4 different episodes. And it's pretty much loosely based off of, you know what I'm saying, from the cartoon show. And each stage represent one of the episodes, and 3 of the 4 stages pretty much are loosely based off of the episode from the first season. You know what I'm saying? While the other one is based off the second. You know, like for example, the first stage is pretty much based off of the episode The Boy Who Cried Rat. The second stage is it's based off the episode In the Army. The third stage is based off of the season 1 finale, Stimpy's Inventions, and the last stage is based off of Rum and everything. Now, the first 2 stages you pretty much play as Ren, and in the last 2 stages you play as Stimpy. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple, you know. Now, with the first stage you have to get past Stimpy, and once you get into his, I don't know if you fall into his mouth or whatever, you find yourself in Stimpy's mouth, and you have to survive being in Stimpy's mouth and defeat a beaver, which is from a completely different episode, you know. Now, the second stage, you're in boot camp and you're pretty much wreaking havoc, and you got to get past the drill sergeant. I don't know if the drill sergeant at the end of this particular stage is in the episode that it's based off of, but anybody who knows for sure can mention it in the comment section of this video and everything. Now, the third stage is pretty much where Stimpy collects different objects to build a machine. I don't know what's the purpose of the machine, but that's what he has to do. He's pretty much put it together so it can work. And the final stage is where Stimpy is trying to survive the esophagus of this. Not only the esophagus, but also the stomach of a space alien. So I guess the final stage is where it's divided up into 2 sections, you know. Now, there are pretty much some differences between the Game Boy version and Super Nintendo version of this game. Like, for example, in the first stage, the Stimpy's mouth is not a part of the first stage at all in the Game Boy version, and there are differences like that with the other 3 stages too. I think it's the second stage where they just switched around the order of the stage, where I guess the second half is the first part of it, and stuff like that. Now I'm just babbling a little bit, but anyway, the items and enemies are stage specific, meaning that the enemies and items that's in the Boy Cried Rat stage won't make an appearance in the other 3 stages, and it's pretty much like that through all the game. Another example would be the enemies and items in the Army stage is pretty much what we found in the other 3 stages, and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's kind of there is kind of a learning curve in this game, you know what I'm saying? Where it's kind of like you're pretty much less likely to make a mistake in the same place twice if you die in a certain spot, you know what I'm saying? Well, for the most part anyway. But I can say as far as the graphics and level design for this particular game, it's pretty good, you know what I'm saying, with some nice sprites and color palettes and stuff like that. I can honestly say that the Super Nintendo version of Ren and Stimpy Veediots, to me matched the animation of the game. Not the game, but it matched the animation of the cartoon show, and plus the controls and gameplay are pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? Even though the jumping is kind of stiff. You know what I'm saying? But you can grab the items that you need without a problem. You know what I'm saying? And the soundtrack to me is pretty good, and it's pretty consistent with the Ren and Stimpy cartoon show and stuff. And to me, I would say that the humor in the game does match the humor that's in the cartoon show, pretty much like the soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? Like if Ren loses a life, he cries. You know what I'm saying? And the way he cries is kind of funny. You know what I'm saying? But the main gripe that I do have with Ren and Stimpy Veediots is the fact that it is hard. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much one of the harder Super Nintendo games that I played. You know what I'm saying? Now I can pretty much safe to say that the Game Boy version has shares the same difficulty, but it's kind of like with the Super Nintendo. There's certain parts that's harder than others. For example, in the first stage, it's kind of like once I got into Stimpy's mouth, the his upper teeth just come down on you like unexpectedly, and it results in in instant death. You know what I'm saying? There's the only way to really avoid it is to get under, get between like the gaps of Stimpy's teeth. I'm guessing that's the only way to avoid it. Again, if that's the case, you can mention it in the comment section of the video. You know what I'm saying? Now outside of the difficulty, I can honestly say that I've enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it seems like the Super Nintendo version of the Ren and Stimpy Show Veediots has the advantage over the Game Boy version in terms of the graphics, gameplay, and the soundtrack and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely recommend the Super Nintendo version of Ren and Stimpy Veediots to anybody who is a retro gamer or fans of the Ren and Stimpy Show. And pretty much YouTubers who do Let's Plays on that channel and stuff like that. Now, as far as the score is concerned, I definitely give it an 8 out of 10, mainly because of the difficulty, especially in some spots where it will get like aggravating and all that. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, if you like Ren and Stimpy Veediots on the Super Nintendo or even on the Game Boy version, you can mention it in the comment section. If you prefer the Super Nintendo version or the Game Boy version, but don't like the difficulty, you can also mention that. If you like my review of Ren and Stimpy Veediots, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe. This is your boy Big Metro Fan 12 signing off.